Hello, my name is Angela Van Ostrand. My name is Angela. I am a single mom. I've done a lot of work in the community. I have a lot of activism and support in disability community, deaf community, blind community. Myself, I am deaf and I use a wheelchair. I have cerebral palsy. And I've done a lot of volunteer work in the community. I really enjoy working with kids and educating the next generation of kids so a lot of the kids that I interact with have absolutely, A, kids don't have filters. B, the kids are encouraged to ask questions. The more kids understand about disabilities, the less fear and the less kind of uncertainty they feel, and the more empowered they are to engage and interact with other people with disabilities in the future. I've done a lot of work in the Pride communities, helping Pride companies or parades or be more accessible to all people of all disabilities. And that's been some kind of a passion of mine to really focus on interwebbing the LGBTQ and the disability communities together, and the deaf community as well. So the first time I encountered discrimination, and I was in 6th grade. I was 11, maybe 12. And I was going to a school that had a whole section for kids with disabilities to go to school. I was integrated into a mainstream school. And so I saw other kids going to the corners of the school and patrolling and protecting kids as they're walking across the sidewalk. I wanted to do that. I don't know who put the little bee in my head that said, you should do that, but I really wanted to be on patrol. I wanted to wear that red jacket and the pants and, holding that big old sign. So I decided to apply for it. And it was the first time I really encountered someone saying, I don't think you can do that. So when I applied and they said, I don't think you can really do that, was the first time I said, why not? Why can't I? What's wrong with that? So it took all summer between my fifth and 6th grade year to encourage the police department to allow me to even try to do it and see if I could. I had to get letters from my doctors saying, yes, I was able to do it. I had letters from my teachers saying that we think she's capable of doing it, let her try. So try was the big idea, let me try it. So first, I think 5th and 6th grade, I was able to be on patrol and hold that big old heavy sign and stop sign and be on my campus and feel like I was doing something that my peers were doing that I had never seen somebody else with a disability do. And I'm told that I was the first person in California with a disability to be on the safety patrol. So it was really a big moment for me and my family to see that I could do something that police officers and other people in the city said, I don't think so. And yeah, I think so, I can. First time I had heard about the ADA, I was, I think, close to my junior or senior year in high school. And a lot of the information was on the TV, but there was not captioned. I knew what was going on. I understood the impact it would make, but I didn't know what was going on with it, who was signing it, what was being said. The news was not captioned. And someone had told me that if the ADA was passed, that all news would have to be captioned, all TV shows, everything would have to be captioned. And that was like, wow, okay, yes, we need this. because I was watching shows that I've watched now in the last few years and said, that's what that was about. I didn't even know, because I'm trying to, people are talking behind the scenes and someone's talking. So you're seeing the person that's talking to the camera, but not the person that's not on the camera when they say something. So the other part of that is, in high school, I was on the orchestra, the school orchestra. And they told me that a lot of places we were going to perform were not accessible. And my teacher and I both said, why not? Well, they should be. I mean, everyone should have access. But it's a stage and not many people with disabilities perform here. Well, I'm here, so let's figure it out. So my teachers and my school were really supportive and really encouraged me to say, not allow them to say, okay, maybe you need to sit with this one out. They never said that. They always said, okay, let's figure this out. Let's put this together. And my teacher even said a couple of times, if we all can't perform, then we're not going to perform at all. So it was a big thing for me to see that schools would be impacted in a different approach because of physical access. And being in a wheelchair, having to have that physical access was very different than being deaf and needing that captioned access or interpreter access. So I was able to see it from different positions, different approaches in my younger years. That now I see that we have that now because we did that way back when, and all of the work that it took to get to that moment was just, it's had a huge impact on so many different lives in so many different ways. I think including more captioning in social media. I think that a lot of people, especially right now that we're isolated, we're trying to watch shows, we're trying to watch the news on social media and get whatever information we can to be safe. It's really impacted a lot of people not having the ability to watch YouTube channels or specific shows that don't have any captioning. And I do a lot of work with, I'll send messages to people reminding them, can you caption that? And most of the people are really appreciative of being reminded that captions are important. A lot of the shows I watch or channels I watch already have captioning, and I praise them for that. I really let them know, thank you, I appreciate that. And on the other side, it should be caption all. It should be an option for everyone to be able to click on something on social media and be able to have access to it without having to ask someone or look for the transcript somewhere else online. I think a lot of the work for the ADA has been done, but a lot of people, small companies, big companies even, need to be reminded. I think that a lot of people forget that the access, physical access, is just as important as captioning or interpreters in the classroom or at a doctor's appointment. I think that having kids educated about people with disabilities at an early age encourages a lot more of that understanding of what this ramp is for and what that parking spot is for and why it's important that your parents don't park there and things like this that we pass on, that they pass on, and they can connect to things in their world in a way that kids in previous generations didn't experience at all or didn't have any exposure to.